Hi everyone. All right, we are resuming with some of our examples here. I've got example 3. I did examples 1 and 2 and some of the notes in a fairly lengthy video, I'm sure you thought. But the third example here is what we have. I want an equation for a parabola. I've given the vertex as 0, -4. The focus of the parabola is 0 and -3 7/8. And then I want to graph the equation. Let's at least get started on the graphing part. 0, -4, thinking of that, 0, -3 7/8. So I'm going to draw a y-axis here. And my x-axis here. And 0, -4 is right here. And that's the vertex. The focus is just slightly above that. So I know that the focus is inside the parabola. So I know what we're dealing with, and that A is going to be positive. So I'll just write down that standard, that general form there, the standard form. Here's another thing I remember is the K plus 1 over 4A, that this is the vertex is HK, and then K plus 1 over 4A, this is the focus coordinate. So K plus 1 over 4A, K here is -4, plus 1 over 4A is -3 7/8, the y-coordinate of the vertex. So if I add 4 to both sides, I have 1 over 4A is equal to 1/8. All right, well, you can look at this. What was that called? A one-to-one correspondence here. The numerators are the same, so 4A has to equal 8. For that to happen, A has to be 2. I think we got everything we need for the equation. Write the equation, that's what we need. So I'm going to write y equals 2 times x minus 0 squared plus h, which I'll put -4 right here. And I'm going to rewrite that. Write 2x squared minus 4. Y equals 2x squared minus 4. Okay. Also, I know the Directrix, does it ask for that? It does not. But I do know that y equals -4 1/8. It's the same distance from the focus as from the vertex to the focus, and vertex to the Directrix is the same distance. And it would be horizontal in this case. So y equals 2x squared minus 4. When x is 0, y is -4. When x is 1, 1 squared is 1. 2, it would go into -2. And that would be same at -1. When x is 2, we got 4. Times 2 is 8, minus 4 is 4. 2, 3, 4. And that'd be over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just like to kind of draw this a little bit. So there's example 3. There's the equation, there's the graph. Now, example 4. Write an equation for the parabola with vertex -2, 1 and directrix -3. I always like to at least start with a visual when I have to make this thing. So let me do this. Just set up a x and a y-axis here. Put the vertex at -2, 1. Right there. The directrix at x equals -3. All right, that gives me an idea. Now I know that we're looking at x equals a times y minus, let me get this right, k squared plus h. I know that's the general form that I'm going to use. I also know that the directrix x equals, and it would be h minus 1 over 4a is the general form for the directrix. You guys look back at the, let me see if I can find it here. H minus 1 over 4a. Now, I don't have that memorized necessarily. I just have a general idea, and I know that I need to subtract for the directrix to the left of that. And I do remember 1 over 4a. That's the part I do remember. Okay. So x equals h minus 1 over 4a. Well, x is -3. X is -3. H is the x-coordinate, which is -2 minus 1 over 4a. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides, just figuring out what that a is right now. So -1 equals -1 over 4a. I'm going to multiply both sides by -4a to solve this. -4a times -1 is 4a. Negative times negative is positive, and that's 1. So I divide by 4. I get a is 1/4. We're supposed to write an equation. All right, a is 1/4. X equals 1/4 times y minus k, which is 1, squared minus 2. So there's my equation. I do know that the focus is the same distance. So the focus right here is at -1, 1. When y is 0, oops, taking a little time to write this graph, this equation. I know it's going like this. I'm going to be a little more specific. So -1 squared is 1. 1/4 times 1 is 1/4. 1/4 minus 2 is -1 3/4. So when y is 0, x is -1 3/4. And I'll come up here also. When y is 1, that's 1/4 times 0 minus 2. We're at -2. So let's put negative. Wait. Okay. Alright, that was kind of silly. That is the vertex, so I knew that. I got paused there for a second, didn't I? Alright, let's think a little more here. Let's look at what I knew when y is 1. I think I was wanting to put negative 1 in, but I didn't. So I got 1/4 times negative 1 minus 1 squared minus 2. And that's negative 2 squared, which is 4. 1/4 times 4 minus 2 is 2. So we're going to go 2, negative 1 here. And then right here is my axis of symmetry. So I'm going to go 2 units on that side of the axis of symmetry. And okay, 1/4 times 4 is 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Good golly. All right. So let's get negative 1 here, and positive 1, negative 1, positive 3 here. Go 2 units on that. All right. I'm going to put one more in. Let's look where y is negative 2. So I need to take 1/4 negative 3 squared minus 2. Now that's 9. 1/4 times 9 is 2 1/4. And then minus 2. So that's 1/4. So x is 1/4. Negative 2, like right around there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, right there. All right. Okay. So there's the parabola. I apologize for the missteps. I do want to look at something here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the lattice rectum, and it's 4 units long. And if you recall, the length of that is 1 over, the absolute value of 1 over 1/4, which is 1 divided by 1/4 is 4. The absolute value of 4 is 4. So that's consistent there. All right. I think I've got just one more example for this video. All right, write the equation for the parabola with vertex 1, 3, and has a lattice rectum length of 2 units. And A is A is less than 0. All right. So the length of the lattice rectum, that is the absolute value of 1 over A. And the length of the lattice rectum is 2. Now, 1 over A could be 2, or 1 over A could be negative 2. Because if you take the absolute value of 2, you'll get 2. If you take the absolute value of negative 2, you get 2. A is less than 0, so I'm going to write 1 over A is equal to negative 2. Multiply both sides by A. I got 1 equals negative 2A, and I divide by negative 2 here. So A is negative 1/2. Now, A is negative 1/2, so the equation Like the equation for the parabola, a is less than 0. All right. We got two equations here. I probably should have looked at this a little bit, but a is -1/2. It could be x minus 1 squared plus 3. Okay? What I don't know is, are we going like this, which is what this one would do, or are we going like this? I don't know that I have that information in this problem. So I'm going to write both cases down. X is -1/2 times y minus 3 squared plus 1. Okay. Understand, maybe I need to go back and look at where I got this and see if there was more information to tell me which one it is, but I think both of these would apply here. Okay, you guys take care.